Women are the fastest growing segment of the U.S. prison population. Roughly 2/3 of incarcerated women are mothers to minor children. Despite the magnitude of this issue, the media has devoted very little time to exposing how this affects individuals, communities, and especially families. When was your son born?
He was born November the 1st at 9:35 p.m. His name is Shireen Cotton Blue.
And what was his birth like?
It was scary.
So your first child?
Yes.
Okay. Were you incarcerated when you had him?
Yes.
And what was that like?
It wasn't too good.
No.
Because, you usually have your family there with you and everything. And I was all alone. And I needed somebody to hold my hand. Wasn't nobody. My oldest daughter is 3. My baby girl is 2 months and 2 weeks. Yes.
And where are they now?
Well, my 2 children is placed with my mother for right now.
And how long did you get to spend with your baby?
Well, I got to spend altogether about 27 hours.
And what was that like?
Oh, that was a good moment. The birth was painful, but afterwards it was lovely. Like, I didn't want to put her down. I didn't want to go to sleep. I didn't want them to take her. Well, I was only there for 2 days, so I would spend like 5 hours with him. Then he had to leave back out and go get like his needles and stuff. So it wasn't long enough.
Yeah. And how did you bond with him in those days?
Truthfully, I really couldn't. Like, I wanted to say a lot of stuff to him. I wanted to talk to him. But the CO there was all in my face, and I just wanted to be alone. So.
Right, you wanted to be alone with your baby.
I didn't really get the chance to bond with him. So. Like, once I felt myself bonding with him, it was time to leave. And all the COs kept saying, "Why don't you lay her down? Why don't you get some rest?" I'm like, "I can get rest when I go back to prison." I'm like, "I can rest all day long when I get there." I'm like, "But other than that, this is only for a couple of moments, a couple hours." So. But leaving her was hard. It was hard. Like, I didn't want to leave at all. I didn't want her to leave me. I didn't want her to go back to prison either. First, I used to forget I used to forget that I even had a baby. Like, and that was horrible. That was a bad feeling. I used to forget that I had a baby, like, because but I felt like I just went through some pain and that was that. So it wasn't a good feeling because it took me maybe probably like 4 months to even realize that I'm a mom. As far as being a mother to my newborn, I haven't really experienced that yet. So therefore, it's kind of hard to, kind of miss the things like I miss with my older daughter. He was coming up maybe like every month, then it was like every other month, stuff like that, because my aunt is taking care of him. She couldn't really get up here, so every chance she got, she came. So.
And why did you pick your aunt to take care of him?
Well, she raised me, so I think she did a pretty good job when she raised me.
Okay.
But I had made some of my own choices, so. And then when I finally got back to talk to my mom, I was overwhelmed. I kept crying. She's like, "The baby beautiful, the baby this, the baby that." I'm like, "Dang, I'm missing out on all this stuff."
And do you think she's doing a good job raising your son?
Yes, I do.
And what's the hardest thing about being away from your children?
Not being able to provide for them, not being able to feed them, period. Not being able to hug them, not being able to tell them I love them, not being able to treat my baby, like, that's all I do is play my kids. Yeah, I talk to them on the phone every day, and I just tell them that I love them and that I'm going to be home for them.
And do you think when he sees you, do you think he knows it's the same person that talks to her on the telephone?
I don't know, because I be like saying the same thing that I say to him over the phone. I be like, "Mommy, love you stink," like that. But he don't be paying me no attention. He like at that age, like when he want to look at his surroundings, like he want to look at everything else but me. Dang, and when they came up here to visit me, I broke down when I first seen them, but I tried to straighten up because I knew my daughter, she was crying. She went over there, gave me a big hug. When they left, it was painful. It was hurting. And I thought my daughter was going to go through it, but actually she did. She felt on kind of good. And I called her later on that day. She was, Mom, I was about to cry. I was like, why are you about to cry? She said, because I didn't want to leave you. I was like, you okay now? She said, yeah, I'll come see you next Friday.
What would you do when he would come to visit you?
What would I do? Just be throwing them up in the air, lifting them up, making them laugh, kissing them, talking to them.
What did she say to you on the phone?
Girl, she's like, Mommy, I miss you so much. I said, Mommy, when you coming home? I said, Mommy, you're home soon. Mommy, you're almost done. She said, no, I want you to come home now. She said, I'm come home before it gets too dark. I said, that's right, I'll be there soon. Like, I first explained to her, like, I told her I'm in school, so I don't want her to, well, she's going to know about prison when she gets older, but I don't want her to know right now that I'm incarcerated. So I told her I was in school, and that I had to be a good girl, and I had to finish all my work so I could come home. She's like, you done yet, Mom? One day when I called home, he was crying, and then my aunt put the phone to his ear, and it sounded like he was like, Mom. So I'm like, oh, you calling for me? Then I just started feeling like he need me, like, what am I doing? It was sad. I just can't wait to get there. Like, I just cannot wait to be present in their life. Like my mom was like, oh, girl, when you get home, boy, they gonna run you. I'm like, I can't wait. Oh, man, I'm just excited that I can smell them, touch them, feed them, dress them, change some nasty diapers, give them a bath. My aunt said you be splashing the water everywhere. And in the tub. I can't wait to see that. I'm gonna take pictures of everything he's doing. I just start thinking about all the things we're gonna be doing when I get home. I think about the better part of my life, like he's not around, like where my son at, why I gotta go through this. I just look to the future. That's what keeps me strong. Like, I put the past where it is. I would never get over it. Being here in prison and missing out on the times that I missed out on with my family, I would never forget that. And that's what's going to keep me out of here, because there's a lot of pain that I went through. This is a lot of pain that I'm going through. I can't have no baby and me trying to go around and run the streets, go party, go drinking and all that. Like, I can't see myself doing none of that.
What advice would you have for someone else who's in your situation who has to leave their kids?
Wow. I would say, just try to stay out of trouble. Sometimes trouble finds you, but, just try to stay away, especially when you know that you're having a baby, like, or you have a baby out there. Like, they mom need them. Like, they don't want to be raised by nobody else, because I know how that feels. Like, my aunt raised me, my mom wasn't there for me. You never think of it that way at first, but once you realize, like, I start realizing that, like, my son needs me. I'm going to be his role model, so I gotta do things that's appropriate when I'm around him, like, because he's going to be looking up to me. And I don't want him to follow in my footsteps, which is nothing that I ever did.